If you have been following along with the last few videos, you'll know we've looked at different types of wetlands: 2 marshes, a swamp, and a former peat extraction bog. Today we are visiting a more typical bog. Bogs are a special type of wetland. They get their water from only one source, rain and snow, not from running water or groundwater. Running water picks up nutrients like nitrogen, calcium, and phosphorus. These come from decomposed plant matter on the shore and also from the water running over rocks. Running water has lots of nutrients, but rainwater has very few. So bogs are very nutrient poor. Only certain types of trees can live in these nutrient-poor conditions. There's a whole forest of these narrow, slender trees at this bog. The needles are attached individually all around the branch, so this is a spruce. But the needles are very small, and so are the cones. This is a black spruce. It grows very slowly and never really produces large sprawling branches because it has to work hard to conserve the few nutrients it has. This particular bog was created about 7,000 years ago when the creek was dammed by beavers. You can see the narrow creek still flowing here. I know I said bogs do not have running water, but really the bog here is on either side of the creek and is mostly isolated from the creek water. A bog will always have a thick layer of peat, which is partially decomposed moss. In this bog, the peat layer is 2 meters thick. I can see bits of moss, but most of it is under the snow in the forest. I'll pull in some clips from another video at this location so you can see the gorgeous moss along the trail. Well, I am all excited today. I researched which plants I should expect to find in a bog, and guess what? I found them. There is another tree that is very common in a bog: tamarack. These trees are not easy to see in the early spring, but this is what they look like when I visited in the fall. Tamaracks are deciduous conifers. They have needles and cones, but they lose their needles in the winter. They turn a brilliant yellow color in late fall. You can identify tamaracks in winter and early spring by looking for these nodules on the branches. This is where clumps of needles were attached. I was incredibly lucky on this hike. I was able to get a good look at an interesting bird. It's a Canada jay. This bird stays here over the winter and survives by hiding away food in summer and fall. The Canada jay remembers where the food is hidden all over the forest and eats these stores in the winter. If you are able to, you might consider visiting and seeing this bog for yourself. It is a very easy 1.5 kilometer loop trail. You'll need to buy a day pass for Algonquin Park Highway 60 corridor. You can do this either online or at the gate. There are lots of other interesting hikes in this park, and I have videos for several of them.